everyone. My name is Suyash Singh, and I got an intern at ITC Limited. I'm currently interning at ITC Limited, though in a work from home mode. As asked by the counseling service, I am here to give you some intern gyan. But I honestly feel I might not be the very best person to do that because through my internship season, all I experienced was a single interview and a single GD process at ITC. There are a lot more people, there are a lot more seniors who have the experience and perspective of various profiles and various companies, and it's important that you talk to them and get a perspective of all those things, right? But I'll be mostly recounting about my own experiences at ITC and some of the experiences that I personally know about of my wingies and friends, how they prepared for their internships and all. And so let's get going. Starting with the preparation strategies that one should adopt. I feel before starting preparing for anything, you should be very clear with what profile you want to go for, right? You should have a vision of what project you want to do, something, what career you want to build on and all that. So that will certainly help you decide which profile you should choose, because there are a lot of profiles which are offered through the internship season, and there are a lot of companies which offer multiple of those profiles, right? So be clear with what profile you want to go for, yeah, and then prepare accordingly. So your preparation strategy will more or less be based on the profile that you choose, right? And if you don't choose one, you'll end up applying for every profile and every company that comes in, and that will make the process very stressful for you and very haphazard as well. So to prevent that, and you go in a structured manner, have a planned thing, sort of thing in your mind. It's better if you have some idea of what profile you should go in, and then you can prepare accordingly, right? So if you end up choosing something related to mechanical core field, it's then some of the things that I'll be talking might be relevant to you. So I'll talk about the skills required and the institute courses that might help you for this field. Right. So let's start with why I chose to apply in ITC. So before the internship season, I had in mind to experience an industrial setting, to explore a profile which offers both technical roles and managerial roles, right? And gives me a practical application of whatever I have studied. And ITC and HUL, offered that, and I applied for both. I failed miserably for HUL, but yeah, I got an intern at ITC somehow. My experience was pretty good, I should say. Uh, I was shortlisted, and I went for the GD. So the GD went okayish. It was not that I did very well, but yeah, I got selected for the interview. The technical interview. So there were two types of interviews. One was technical, and one was HR. So in a technical interview, you are evaluated, based on any technical projects that you have done, or any core academic courses that you have studied, and mostly the practical applications of it. So suppose you did a very technical project, so as to say, but they won't ask you the ins and outs of the technical projects. They might, but a larger focus will be on what impact you created out of that technical project. So be sure of what practical applications were, and what was the final impact of that technical project. And obviously then most of the discussion will revolve around your resume, revolve around those technical projects, and some of the discussion might also go till the academic courses that you have done. So there can be questions on the practical applications of anything that you have studied. So for my case, there were questions on IC engines, but then I had to explain them in a thermodynamic sense. I had to explain what all thermodynamic processes go on in an IC engine and all that. So despite that, the questions were from very core subjects that I had already studied. The practical applications of them were asked, and that is usually the case. So my seniors also advised me to not study the formulas and everything, but only focus on the practical applications of things. So suppose if you are revising fluid mechanics, be sure to study about pumps and pipelines and how that works and everything. So relate everything to an industrial setting, and that will help. Before the internship season, try to revise your courses once or twice, and that will be enough. Many of the companies do have some test which is based on the questions from these core subjects. So ITC and HUL don't have such tests, but yeah, Bajaj and other firms do have. So these tests are very crucial in their selection procedures, And I think a quick revision of all the core subjects that we have studied over the past 2 years will be much of it, right? Apart from that, right, so the skills required, so I think a technical temperament is all that is required. So if you are thorough with, all the technical projects that you have done, if you know the inside out of that thing, uh, it's going to help, right? Because what the company will provide you with is again a technical project, and what will matter is how technically sound you are and how easily you take up that challenge, and how you learn things about it, right? And how you implement those things. So your temperament and your, sensefulness in those cases will matter. So all these things comes from experience. So the more projects you get involved in, the more things you carry out, I think the better will your experience be, and the better will your interview go. But if you don't have these things on your part, I think I would like to remind you, you still have about 3 to 4 months for your internship season. So you still have a lot of time, and you can still explore different fields, be sure about what profile to go in, and then develop some sort of experience in that profile, so that will certainly help you with your interview. Next, yeah, so there were some questions that you all had. There was a Google form, I feel, that was circulated, and so I'll be answering those specific questions so as to keep this in structure. Else I'll talk about a lot of things which I should not. So the interview, so right, so the interview procedure, I think I have broadly outlined everything, but I'll reiterate that. So the technical interview will majorly revolve around your resume, your technical projects, and the academic courses that you have done. And some basic things that you should be clear is, you should have good amount of content to talk about for everything that you've written in your resume. So suppose if I ask you a question on one of your projects, you should be able to explain that thing to me, and you should be able to talk about that for about 5 to 10 minutes. So that will be a good discussion, as I would say. Because if I ask you a question and you give a single line answer to me, I won't, as an interviewer, I won't have much content to question you upon, and the interview might end up, in 15 to 20 minutes, and they might not be evaluate you, in a manner which is sufficient enough to get you selected for that role. So it's your responsibility to, impress the interviewer with whatever you have, right? So talk about everything that we have done, give them a perspective of, the amount of knowledge that you carry, the amount of experience that you have, and all you have is, 25 to 30 minutes to yeah, to make the interviewer feel that you are very suited for the role. So be clear with the expectations that he has from you, and talk on that, right? So if let's say the profile is something which is related to automobile manufacturing, then don't talk very deep into the electrical aspects of things that you did. Talk about, general things that the interviewer also is able to understand and is also able to appreciate, right? So apart from that, there is an HR interview, which basically again is very straightforward. There are HR questions based on some positions of responsibilities that you have held, or some of the things that you might have done in your school, or some co-curricular activities that you might have been, a part of. So it's majorly that. And I think in order to tackle an HR interview, you should be very clear of what sort of person you are. You should have a very clear image of yourself, and every question then that is thrown upon you, the answer to that comes from that image, that imaginary image that you make of yourself. So you should have an image of what you are, whatever you have done. uh, on the technical side, you should have an image of, what all technical things you know about, and what all technical projects you have done, and that will sort of help it. So again, the more you practice, the better you will be at the interview. You cannot expect to, go just in front of an interviewer, and explain to him the major points that you did, because there are projects that you might have done an year earlier, and you might not remember much of that. So it's better to revise everything that's on your resume, and that will certainly help. So, and the next question is, so the skills that you write are checked upon or not? So I think I won't advise you to, write something on your resume that you don't know about, so write everything that you know about, but don't write anything that you don't know about, because you can be asked any question, from anything that you write in a resume. And that can be a small thing, uh, uh, like a CAD project or something. So I recount, there was one of my batchmate, and in the interview, he was asked about one of the projects that he did in technique in his first year, and he was not able to recount that well, and that adversely affected. So don't don't take the risk of writing something which you don't know about. If you're writing something, at least have some information about it, at least have some experience of what you did. So let's say uh, it's CAD that you write in your technical skills, that you know about CAD. So if the job role is something which is related to simulations and mechanical design, you can certainly be asked about that. So I can ask you, like, what experience do you have in CAD, what are projects that you have done in CAD, or maybe some of the functions of the software and all. So it's important that you know everything about that you write in your resume. I cannot stress upon more than that, right? How important are previous internships? Yes, they certainly are very important, because if I want to analyze you, for if it's because if I want to analyze you on how well you perform on a project that I'll be assigning to you, I will make sure that how well have you performed in the projects that you have done before that, right? So your previous internship and projects do matter. So again, have a good insight over that, whatever you did. uh, it's also important that you have a technical aspect, but it's also, on the other hand, important that you know what impact you have created with those projects, right? And you should be able to explain those in layman language to a person sitting ahead you, because he might or he might not know on the technical side, right? So companies that visit, I think this information can better be catered by SPO, but I'll count a few. ITCHUL, Dr. Reddy are some of the firms which open up for mechanical, and they are some FMCG firms. So basically, if you want an industrial experience, these three industries and companies will be beneficial to you. Bajaj is there. Bajaj basically offers R&D roles for automobile and vehicle manufacturing. So if you are interested and passionate about that, Bajaj is the go-to company for you. KPIT is also there. So KPIT offers a lot of projects, so as to say, a great variety of projects, and some projects even on electric vehicles and things. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries also, and Mitsubishi especially offers a lot of profiles. And similarly, there is Reliance Industries, there is Jindal Steels, and some of the firms which work in the manufacturing sector, core thermodynamic sector and all that. There are also some aerospace firms like Airbus and Boeing which also come for hiring. So all these details will be catered to you by SPO, and you should talk to seniors, to get to know about more profiles and more companies which visit on campus. Why? What kind of work presented? What is the kind of work presented, and can it be too demanding in terms of time and effort? So I think you should wish for this, that the work that you are provided by the company is actually demanding, and it is effortful, because then only there will be something that you will learn from that. And always keep in mind, internships are always a platform where you get to experience an industrial setting, where you get to experience a job profile, a job role, and that will help you better decide your career aspirations, right? So if you don't learn something out of that experience, it won't be worth it. So it doesn't matter where you do your internship from. What matters is what you did in your internship, what kind of work you carried out, and what you learned back, right? What are the takeaways? This is essentially, I feel, that matters. So be kind of wishful that this happens, right? Are there any companies that come for interns in robotics? Noco Robotics came this time. KPIT also offers some projects on automation and robotics. In fact, ITC and HUL also offers a lot of projects in robotics and automation. So again, this type of information can be better catered by SPO. Okay, so scope of internships in ME Core and uh, yeah, so scope of job profiles. I think this is something which I don't even answer, and this is something which I also want to ask some of the seniors who have done, job roles in different profiles and different companies. I think they'll be the better guide to answer this, right? how to apply for research interns and which institute and companies are best for ME research. So research interns and ME research. So if you are targeting companies, there are R&D roles that companies offer, and if you are targeting for institutes or universities, I think there are a lot of research programs which include MITAX, DART program, the CERN program, the Indo-Shastri program as well, and others few which are available on the IR website, and you'll get to know about when the deadlines will approach. And I think there'll be sessions on these programs as well. So this for research intern, I think there are programs in which you can apply for. Apart from that, you can do apping, so you can write mails to professors at foreign universities, and if they can fund your projects, it will be very nice of them and will be beneficial for you too. And there are obviously companies which offer R&D roles as well. And one of the questions was also like how to get a job off campus, right? So I think this is very rare and this is very tough as well. But I think if you wish to apply for roles which are not offered by companies coming to campus, and you want to apply off campus, so initially I didn't know, but yeah, there were a lot of friends who were applying for that, who were seeing for that, and I talked to a lot of seniors regarding that as well. And what I got to know was many companies have a career profile, a career section on their official website. So you can visit some of the companies and you can check out that career section, and they do carry the job profiles and the vacancies that the company wants to offer. But usually they are of durations greater than 2 to 3 months, which might not be able to accommodate, you might not be able to accommodate that during the intern during the summer break. But yeah, you can certainly check them out on the career section of the companies. uh, Rest, I think most of it I have answered. Future prospects in ME core, again, I don't think I'll be the best person to answer that. But yeah, I think it all depends on what interests you and what you feel is good for you. So it's important to explore things, right? Do projects, do internships, and explore various fields, and then you'll certainly get to know. If not, what is beneficial to know, that beneficial to you, then you'll certainly get something like what is not beneficial to you. So you get some sort of an idea of what field you want to go in based on that. So the better experience that you aspire for, the better clarity you get onto what profile suits you best and what you want to do ahead in your career. So I think that will be all. You can certainly contact me for anything more if you need to. And yeah, I don't think whatever I talked about was helpful for you or not. But yeah, as I said, do contact other seniors, and do contact other people, other professors. If the faculties can also help in these things if you approach them well, right? So all the best for your internship season, and face it bravely, and there's nothing to be disappointed for. Try your best, give your best, and ultimately it's the job of HR department of the company to hire you or not, and it's not your role to be